Just when I thought you ran out of things to do, you keep on. Just when I thought you ran out of ways to move, you keep on. Oh, morning by morning, new mercies I see. Oh my God, morning by morning, new mercies I see. Oh my God, keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better.
My heart, just a simple thought of who you are. Let your light shine in the darkest parts. Let your love fill the world. And you can be the fire down in my soul that I can't contain, that I can't control. Would you fill me up to overflow? Let your love fill the world. Sing I belong and I belong. Forever I belong to you, and I belong to you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the last lecture, hosted by the Cap and Gown chapter of Mortar Board. My name is Sydney Shaw, and I have the honor of serving as the historian and communications officer for our chapter. On behalf of Mortar Board, I want to sincerely thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate the wisdom, experiences, and reflections of an esteemed faculty member through this special tradition. Mortar Board is a prestigious national honor society that recognizes college seniors for their exceptional scholarship, leadership, and service. Each year, chapters across the country invite distinguished faculty members to deliver a last lecture, not necessarily focused on academic subjects, but on the life lessons and insights they find most meaningful, as if this were their final opportunity to share them. This tradition is inspired by the renowned last lecture of Dr. Randy Posh, a computer science professor at Carnegie Mellon University. In 2007, after being diagnosed with terminal cancer, Dr. Posh delivered a powerful talk, not about coding or algorithms, but about pursuing dreams, finding joy in life, and leaving a meaningful legacy. His words resonated far beyond the walls of his university, reminding us all of the importance of passion, perseverance, and purpose. Tonight, we proudly continue this tradition, offering a space for reflection, inspiration, and the sharing of profound insights. A quick announcement: immediately following the presentation, we ask that all previous last lecture presenters please come to the stage for a group photo. Now, at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. John Metters to introduce our honoree and open our evening with a word of prayer.
It's a distinct and cherished honor to introduce Dr. Parks tonight. After I introduce him, I'm going to say a brief prayer, and then I'm going to ask you to join me in welcoming him to the podium. Many of you know the Shaker hymn, Simple Gifts. The first stanza goes like this: "'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight." Our lecturer tonight is Dr. Ivan Parke of the Christian Studies Department here at Mississippi College. Dr. Parke and his wife, Mary Ann, together with their daughter, Anne-Marie Wally, and their son, Jonathan, are folks who have come down rightly, precisely in the place where they ought to be. Ivan and Mary Ann would hasten to add that coming down here, in this very place, has been for them a good and perfect gift, come down from the Father of lights, the God revealed in Jesus Christ. And we who know Ivan, Mary Ann, Anne-Marie, and Jonathan would hasten to add again that the Parke family has been for us a gift from the very God they have so faithfully borne witness to with their lives. In the spring of 1998, as a young pastor in Fultondale, Alabama, Ivan was interviewing to join the faculty of the Christian Studies Department at Mississippi College. Toward that end, he was invited to preach at one of MC's chapel services, here in this very room. Ivan knows what's coming. After being introduced, Ivan marched deliberately across the stage, addressed the microphone, and began speaking in a booming, highly caricatured Asian Indian voice. You might have guessed that he was a resident of Mumbai or Karachi, but you would have been very hard-pressed to understand exactly what he was saying. After a moment or two of speaking in this manner, a big smile spread across Ivan's face. And then he said, in the beautiful, resonant voice we all know, something like, "That's not really how I talk." And so began the many seasons of Ivan's career-long confession of faith in God's love, love that brings the distant close, love that clarifies the essential, love that transforms stranger into friend. Ivan came to MC with an impressive resume, and so did Marianne. After being valedictorian at his high school, Ivan graduated Phi Beta Kappa at Baylor with a degree in psychology. He received his Master of Divinity and Doctor of Philosophy degrees at New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, where he won the Outstanding Student Award and the Broadman Seminary Award in Biblical Studies. From the very beginning of his career at MC, Ivan has been recognized as one of our very best teachers. His courses are routinely packed full with eager students, and likewise, his courses are regularly praised by those same students at the end of the term. Additionally, Ivan's scholastic contributions to the church and the academy are noteworthy, with 2 books and dozens of articles and reviews. His service to MC outside the classroom has also been comprehensive and robust. His sponsorship of student groups, his committee work, and his abiding care for students have been exceptional. Just last week, Dr. Stephanie Carmichael, the Assistant Provost for Student Success, announced that Ivan had been named the Student Success Faculty Champion for 2025, an award emblematic of Ivan's heart for students. Marianne Parke arrived at MC with the bachelor's and master's degrees in mathematics from Louisiana Tech, and with teaching experience at Baylor, New Orleans, and LSU. Today, she has 35 years of experience teaching mathematics to undergraduate students, 22 of those years right here at Mississippi College. Like Ivan, she is known as an excellent teacher, caring closely for her students, and in turn, dearly beloved by them. On 3 occasions, Marianne worked with Ivan as co-sponsors of the MC London Semester Program. Not to be easily outdone, Ivan and Marianne's children are also impressive academic achievers. Anne Marie holds a bachelor's degree in math from MC and a master's from Tennessee Tech. She lives in Nashville, where she teaches middle school math. Her husband, Michael Wally, works for Lifeway Christian Resources in Nashville and was the distinguished young alumnus from the Department of Communication at MC's homecoming celebration last year. Jonathan Parke, widely known as JP, holds both a bachelor's degree and the PA degree from Mississippi College. He's currently in his 3rd year of medical school at the University of Mississippi. But the Parkes are more than academics, and the full measure of their contributions to our lives cannot be reduced to scholarship or even the life of a university. A look at Ivan's academic resume reveals that its first notation, before references to his education, experience, publications, or awards, is this statement: I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior at age 13. Almost 1 year later, I sensed God's call. Ivan and Marianne are church folk and church leaders, and their home church is Morrison Heights Baptist Church in Clinton. Morrison Heights ministers richly and faithfully across the Clinton community, but especially to the students, faculty, administration, and staff of Mississippi College. Over the course of their careers at MC, Ivan and Marianne have served the community of faith at Morrison Heights in important and diverse ways. Among other things, Marianne worked for years as leader of the life group for young marrieds at the church. Ivan recently began his 2nd term as an elder of the church, becoming the first person so far to serve 2 terms in that role. For more than 7 years, Ivan co-led highly popular Sunday night workshops with Pastor Dr. Greg Belzer. These events were regularly attended by 200 to 300 people. And for more than a dozen years, Ivan led Morrison Heights Adult Vacation Bible School, where each session ended with the attending students asking Ivan to come back and do it again the next year. Remarkably, Ivan did all of this while serving successively as an interim pastor at a dozen Mississippi Baptist churches. In 1998, the very year that Ivan and Marianne arrived with their children in Clinton, Wendell Berry wrote a short Sabbath poem that goes like this. Whatever happens, those who have learned to love one another have made their way into the lasting world and will not leave, no matter what happens. In retrospect, it is obvious that when Ivan entered the faculty at MC, he already knew the way into what Wendell Berry calls the lasting world. He knew as well that his place in that world was secure, and so he was eager to teach the way of Jesus that others might go with him. His career-long confession relights a path, teaches again the way that Jesus has shown. Ivan's lived confession of faith reminds us that whatever it means for us to live, work, and study at a Christian university, it cannot mean less than this, that we love one another in just the fashion we have been taught. Let us pray. Loving God, as we honor one who loves you, give him grace to speak your good word and give us ears to hear. Amen. Now, please join me in welcoming our teacher, colleague, pastor, mentor, and friend, Dr. Ivan Parke. Love you, Ivan.
Oh my. I have a question. How do I top the introduction? Well, thank you, John. Everyone should have a departmental calling, not just a calling, a departmental calling like John. We lost him to English. I love him anyway. Thank you to Mortar, fine young men and women who on January 27 invited me to do the last lecture again. The first time, not as well attended, even though I worked hard, full manuscript, multiple points, no alliteration for this Baptist preacher, even a PowerPoint. I could have delivered the same talk because none of you win. Thankful for Mortar, textbook irony. 10 days prior, a neurologist in New Orleans at Oxford confirmed I have ALS. I told them, "Are you sure?" And they absolutely, in the email back and forth. Yes, we'd be honored. And even more, we're praying for you. At Baylor, I was good enough to be an ODK, of which I am a sponsor, and Phi Beta Kappa, but I didn't make the cut for Mortar. I thank my dear friends, family, and students, all here. A beautiful picture, even better than the one in the registrar's office, where you see, you have to look at it, a black and white in swarm, men in suits, women in dresses. Oh my, this is a remarkable gathering, not a crowd, a gathering of wonderful souls. Y'all, I'm no hero. I'm not. I stand before you, referring to an excellent book by John Claypool. If you haven't read it, you need to find it. The book, Tracks of a Fellow Struggler. That's who I am. I stand before you, weak, the result of a relentless disease. I mean, you too. I'm weak before you, that the power of God may be perfected. His grace is sufficient. And as I have said, He's good, y'all. He is. And I will, like Paul, boast in my weakness, that the power of God might be displayed. I stand before you with, to me, an annoying voice. But I've had dear folk who have assured me, Ivan is not the voice, but the message. And the message I come to deliver. And the message I'm living every day in this valley matters more than how I sound. Thank you for listening and for watching. I've had ALS long enough. I'm working on an ALS joke book. I don't believe one has ever been written. And for instance, ALS is the best marketing tool to sell books on germ. My dear seminary friend, and there are a few in the room who know what seminary friends are like. David Cranford, shout out to him. He told me in January of this year, I told you not to write that book on them. One more joke. When you have ALS, the 3-second rule is irrelevant. I drop things all the time. It's been there a minute. It can't hurt me anymore. I'm eating it. Well, ALS, or fill in the blank. I'm no unique sufferer. In fact, everyone in this room knows what it's like to hurt, to have lost, to be betrayed, to feel pain. So I connect with you better. It's made me, thankfully, more compassionate. Everyone has something or two or three. I know now. I understand better. I'm OCD. It's a curse. Now, I don't care how things are folded or stacked. So what? Right? More matters in this life. I'm no hero. My family's on the other hand. My wife, my son, my daughter, son-in-law, extended family, and my family of faith. That's you all. Every email, text, card, prayer, hug, I'm a fellow struggler. You are the heroes. Thank you. Now, I need to give a talk. On September 18th, 2007, Dr. Randy House delivered what should have been the next last lecture, a tradition at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. Dr. Faust, an eloquent computer science professor, delivered not the next last lecture, but the quintessential last lecture. Why? In part because he had received from the medical community a death sentence. You have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The last lecture that he delivered went viral, inspiring at least 2 books. After he died, and he died the next summer, mortar boards across the nation, including MC, decided, let's utilize it. Honor a faculty member and charge him or her with words of wisdom to deliver to make the campus and the community wiser. I, on January 17, received a death sentence from the medical community. You have ALS. In his book titled Pastoral Care and Counseling, Howard Kleinbaum wrote that human beings are the only creatures that know they will die. Their mortality compared to music playing in the background throughout their life. Before January 17, the mortality sounded like Mortar. They're easily ignored. Since January 17, my mortality blares like Metallica. To die painless and honorable. Notice I said and honorable, meaning I don't espouse, endorse suicide or euthanasia. To die painless and honorable is beyond our skill set. On the other hand, to live honorably despite the pain of life is within our skill set. More about to die honorably and painless in a moment. Yes, to live honorably despite the pain is within the realm of possibility. We can. How? Well, I could suggest that you watch Jim Valano's 1993 ESPY Award speech. Find it on YouTube. Only 15 minutes. That iconic NC State basketball coach, full of life, a character, explain how to live a full day. How do you live a full day? Number one, laugh. We did tonight. Number two, ponder or think. That's what we're doing. And number three, have your emotions move to tears. I've already cried before you. How to live honorably despite the pain. I quickly refer to two Old Testament characters. Hey, I'm an Old Testament professor. Who else would you expect? I know. First, Moses. He told us how. And finally, of course, Job. He showed us how. First, Moses. In Psalm 90 and verse 12, Moses composed these words. So teach us to number our days, that we may present to thee a heart of wisdom. Are our days numbered? A certain theological persuasion believes so. I lean that way. Maybe not firmly planted, but I lean that way. God certainly knows the span of our life. He doesn't need much time to number the hair on my head, but he knows that too. What does Moses mean? Not counting the days. We've all done that. The countdown. I can't wait till, and you know how many days. The problem with the countdown, counting the days, is that we are so focused on the end that we don't enjoy the process, the day by day that leads to summer vacation or graduation or a wedding. Moses did not urge us to count the days, but to make the day count. How you live life to the fullest. We hear words, I like them. Be passionate, live intentionally. I would say, kick the bucket list. The bucket list. A good movie. A bad idea. In contrast, hear my heart. Do what you can, when you can, as God leads. You have no idea if you live long enough to tackle everything you stockpiled for later. Believe it or not, Marianne and I don't have one. We don't have a bucket list. Why? Because God so blessed us with opportunity, and we walked through those doors. We didn't say, maybe later. No. Do what you can, when you can, as God leads. I'm so thankful for opportunities to go. I've been to South America, Brazil, Chile, Ecuador. I've been to Nicaragua, to Mississippi College. I have been to London 3 semesters, back for 2 more visits. And with my dear friend Beth Stapleton, Greece, Amsterdam, France. I've been to Italy 3 times, Germany, Austria, and my favorite place after my house, Israel. I've been there 4 times. Y'all, as I look at my mortality, I don't think, I should have. Why didn't I? Kick the bucket list. Do what you can, when you can, as God leads. Now, going back, I told you to die painless with honor is beyond our skill set. When Marianne met me, I was on a life of self-destruction. No, not past living in New Orleans, although you could. Instead, fast food living. the American diet. Man, I had it memorized. McDonald's, Big Mac, Wendy's, #1 combo. All you can eat, Chinese buffet, Mexican. And then I thought, I'll go to Popeyes. It's not red meat. That fried chicken is better for me. Yeah. When I met Marianne, cholesterol over the top. I didn't exercise. Man, I thought metabolism. I got it. I got metabolism. When we married, I weighed 127 pounds. I couldn't gain weight. I don't need to exercise. I rationalize. I'm sleeping. What's breakfast? A nuisance. I never ate it. I was job security for kinesiology faculty and cardiologist, endocrinologist. I was not well, but my wife introduced me to home cooked meals. We didn't eat out, no fast food as much, no fried food, vegetables. And, you know, I started walking. I started eating breakfast. Eventually, I was walking 3.5 to 4 miles, 6 days a week. And still, I got ALS. I should have been eating donuts and bowl after bowl of Bluebell. Oh well, I do now. I could have said, not fair. I haven't. Knock on wood. I haven't asked God why. Why me? Not fair. I wish I was the last person ever to have this illness. I'm happy that my family don't. I do. You know, Adolf Hitler is the eternal punching bag. If he were here, I would say, God, don't give him ALS. It's horrible. It is. I haven't said, why me? Not fair. Now, Job in chapter 30, verse 26. How eloquent. That's Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 7. Okay. When I expected good, then evil came. When I waited for light, then darkness came. In short, not fair. I understand why he protested. Do you all know what a rite of passage is? It's a marker in various societies that separate youth from adult, like bar mitzvah, or graduation, or marriage. Another rite of passage is embracing and accepting that life is not fair. Has it been since Genesis 3? Why? My fault. I'm a sinner. I've ruined creation by my own sin. Not God's fault, mine. Get over it. Kids, you don't have to teach them to say, not fair. They do all the time. They look like a wilted flower. Not fair. When you're an adult, you know, yeah, move on. That's life. From Joe, this evening, I am not here to defend life, but to promote a different mindset. And in conclusion, to recommend from Job 2 ways to handle life's hardship. I'm in the valley. I hope you're not, but you might be. May I say, the view of God from the mountain is awesome, but the view of God in the valley is remarkable too. For his book, Disappointment with God, my favorite author, Philip Yancey, interviewed Douglas, whom he called a modern Job. Douglas's wife had battled breast cancer valiantly, but it had spread to her lungs. Chemotherapy then took its own toll. Hair loss, weight loss, fear, fatigue, and depression. Douglas faithfully cared for his wife. One night, when he and his family were driving in the city, he, his wife, his 12-year-old daughter, a drunk driver crossed the center line and hit their vehicle head on. Douglas's wife was shaken but unhurt. Douglas's daughter suffered a broken arm and severe facial cuts from windshield glass. Douglas feared the worst. A massive blow to his head. Consequently, he never knew when a headache might start. He could hardly walk down a flight of stairs without assistance. He became forgetful and disoriented. He could not work a full day. He developed double vision. One eye wandered at will. He could not read a page or two at a time. Absolutely heartbreaking for the book lover. Philip Yancey began the interview by describing his book on disappointment with God. Before asking, Douglas, could you tell me about your own disappointment? What have you learned that might help someone else going through a difficult time? And Douglas answered, to tell you the truth, Philip, I feel no disappointment with God. The reason is this. I learned first through my wife's illness, and then especially through my accident, not to confuse God and life. I interject. New mindset. Don't confuse God with this earthly life. Heaven? Yeah. Here? No. I now quote Douglas again. Philip, I'm no stoic. I'm as upset about what happened to me as anyone could be. I feel free to vent all my grief and anger, but I believe that God feels the same way about that accident, grief and angry. I don't blame God for what happened. Philip, I have learned to see beyond the physical reality in this world to the spiritual reality. We tend to think life should be fair because God is fair, but God is not life. And if I confuse God with the physical reality of life by expecting constant good health, for example, I set myself up for crashing disappointment. God's existence, even his love for me, is not dependent on my good health. Frankly, Philip, I've had more opportunity and more time to work on my relationship with God during my impairment than before. If we develop a relationship with God apart from our life circumstance, then we may be able to hang on when the physical reality breaks down. We can learn to trust God despite all the imperatives of life. Isn't that really the main point of Job? Wow. By a layman. Finally, and that's good news when you hear a preacher go on and on and on. This will be my last lecture. Fired. Number one, run to God. Run to Him. Even if you don't feel like it, whatever you feel, God can handle your honesty. He's big enough, and you certainly wouldn't be the first to vent. The psalmist did. Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? The prophets did. Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 7. Oh God, you have deceived me, and I was deceived. You have overcome me and prevailed. Did you know that Hebrew verb translated deceive can mean sexual assault? God, you took advantage of me. Wow. Job vented, chapter 10 and verse 1. I loathe my own life. I will give full vent to my complaint. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. When we run from God, whatever the problem is, gets worse. Number 2, and last, leave it blank. We're curious. We ask questions. Why? Leave it blank. In the book of Job, we know why Job suffered. Job never did. His friends never did. Nevertheless, they all presumed to know. Job blamed God. Chapter 10, verse 2 and 3. I will say to God, do not condemn me. Let me know why you contend with me. Is it right for you to indeed to oppress, to reject the labor of your hands? Job blamed God. He was wrong. Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar blamed Job. One example, chapter 22, verse 4 and 5. How about this? If a friend told you, is it because of your reverence that he reproves you? Then he enters into judgment against you. Oh no, is not your wickedness great, and your iniquities without end? Thank you, Eliphaz. Wrong. If Job and Job's friends had left the why question blank, why is Job suffering? The book would have been considerably shorter than 42 chapters. Less emotional energy would have been spent, and fewer feelings would have been heard. Well, in fall of 2013, life blindsided our family. Our daughter, Honoree, 20 years old, a junior and a math major. Swan and Noah, Charlotte, sweetheart. A scout, Michael right left. Manifesting manic depression. Oh, it hit us hard. Worse than ALS ever could be. I'm a dad. I wanted to fix it. I couldn't. I prayed, let me take her place. No. Each of us process bipolar differently. I recall being awakened by gnawing questions in the night. Am I the only one with wheels that start turning? They were. Can Anne-Marie finish this semester? She was taking courses. I didn't even understand the title. Melinda Ginn could. What was that? Well, her medications, despite their side effects, worrying. What kind of future does she have? Graduation, marriage, career. Will we ever see the old Anne-Marie again? I resolve not to extrapolate or speculate, leaving those questions blank, realizing that I was as unqualified to handle a what if, as I was unqualified to handle a routine what. I can't handle a what. How can I deal with a what if? So, I often, in those torturous moments in the night, to pray, believing. But the only prayer that this PhD in Old Testament and Hebrew could muster was, God, help us over and over. God help us. God help us. Not eloquent, no, but effective. Every time I receive an incomprehensible peace that lulled me back to sleep. Now, Dr. Mathers gave you the rest of the story of Honoree. She graduated on time, earned a 4.0 that fall, a bipolar. Shout out to my MC colleagues, Billy Bruce, Teresa Floyd, Mark McComb, and John Travis. Oh, and Tommy Lavelle. They got Honoree through. That's what MC is. Wonderful colleagues, excellent students, a wonderful place where I hope to work longer, but if not, thankful to be here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Glad y'all are here making it what it is special. It's beautiful in here, but can't compare to the beauty I see. MC people, God is not life. Therefore, run to Him and leave it blank. Thank you. Well, thank you. Oh, yes. Y'all are representing the patience of Job by lasting this long. Thank you. Former lecturers, please come to the platform. You're dismissed.